Ooh. Okay, all right, let's do this. Yo, Thomas, check this out. I got a selfie with the new X4M.
Oh yeah? Let me see.
Oh wait, one sec. Let me touch it up.
James, what are you doing? Just pick a filter. It's not Fruit Ninja.
No, you never understand. You never get it. 1 second, and there.
That is better.
Shots fired. So, BMW invited us for the first and maybe the last time to come and try out the first ever X3M and X4M, SUVs that come in 7 exterior colours, one of which is Toronto Red Metallic. Go Raptors. You may have seen our recent review of the X4M 40i, where we learned that it's what's on the inside that counts.
Which is why these new M versions interest us so much, because they come with a brand new 3-liter inline-6 engine, the S58. An engine that produces 473 horsepower in the X3M and X4M variants, and a savage 503 horsepower in the competition variants. This is the latest in M twin-power turbo technology. Peak torque is 442 pound-feet and comes with a surprisingly low claimed fuel economy of 10.6 liters per 100 kilometers. To keep it short, we've got a forged crankshaft to handle high torque, we've got 2 mono-scroll turbochargers and a closed-deck design for increased rigidity. It has indirect intercooling 3D printed parts and a very high-pressure fuel injection system. This engine is built with high-revving, exciting driving in mind.
And yeah, it's an SUV, but also one that hits 100 kilometers an hour, or 62 miles per hour, in 4.2 seconds, and 4.1 seconds in competition spec. It also revs out to 7,200 RPM, and the competition version tops out at 285 kilometers an hour. And while there are quicker vehicles in its class, the AMG GLC 63S for example does 0 to 103.8, that didn't make the invitation to take the X4M competition on Monticello race circuit any less inviting. 4.1 miles and 22 turns of New York tarmacy bliss. So let's get to it. First, we're going to explore the X4M competition on the racetrack, and then we'll hit the road for a scenic drive in the X3M competition.
But before we get started, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell so you get notified as soon as our videos come out. And for extra content and behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram at The Throttle House.
All right, I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to go fully into M2 setting, which is a preset, and I've got it on Sport Plus dampers, and Sport steering. Immediately, it feels genuinely neutral in the corners. That is... what?
Okay, in the X4M competition on Monticello. Thomas is in the black car. Wowee. Okay, got to keep my steering input smooth because I can already feel this car wants to oversteer. Oh, it sounds good.
Come on, buddy, push it! Push!
I'm sure Thomas is being a little bit cheeky right now. And if you are Thomas, stop it because I'd like to come to another BMW event. There's something proud about the Toronto red bonnet in front of you.
Over 500 horsepower. Oh, it hustles. Wicked heads-up display. That's 127 miles per hour.
Listen to that! Whoa, okay.
The throttle response is unbelievably good. I actually found myself having to really smooth out my driving. This car is so neutral in the corners. What on earth? Just the front end grip. What is this? Ridiculous?
This track is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, it's only when you get on a track like this, in something like the X4M, that you can really forgive its look. And the same thing happened when we tested it, the X4M 40i on the road. It's annoyingly good. And this is excellent. The bolstering in the seats is keeping me firmly in place. I don't know what I'd do without this bolstering. I'd be in the passenger seat. That power delivery is perfect.
Car gets a little bit squirrely under braking, which is nice. Means you can use the brakes if you want to. Get some rotation out of it. This is genuinely a good chassis. All right, there is lean in the corners, without a question. You can feel the mass being up high, but I'm finding myself having to remind myself that I am in an X4. This is not an M4. It's 135 miles an hour little four-wheel slide. Just what a quick car. You can neutralize any understeer with the throttle, but honestly, there isn't much understeer, period.
Steering inputs are just so accurate, but you've got to keep them smooth. Go. Lovely head-up display showing me when to shift. Picking up some serious speed, 125 miles an hour, slowing down.
All right, we're on Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, and the grip is good, and we're what, 5 laps in? I've got no overheating issues. It's a good tire for this car, obviously. The brakes are holding up too. BMW told me they haven't changed any fluid or pad compound or anything. I've done like 5 stops from over 200 kilometers an hour. No issues. All right, flat through here. That's a fast, bloody corner. 145 miles an hour right there.
Now, most people are not going to track their X3M. It just gives them bragging rights in the car park. But at least if they have one, they can drive it knowing that it can do this, and very, very well.
I like how you can just light up the rear tires. BMW's xDrive just shifts that power to the rear in the best way. All this is making me think about is how bloody good is the new M4 gonna be?
Okay, so what can I say? Engine, amazing. Brakes, incredible. Steering feel perfect. But it makes me hunger for something smaller with the same setup. Give me an M3, new gen. Give me an M4.
Okay, final thoughts before we take the X3M and put it on the road to see what it can do on the road. This is not a track car. It's big, you can feel the weight transfer, you can feel the upper mass being up here above you quite a lot. But I can tell you that I worked up a sweat because you can push this car. You can push it to its limits, it's predictable, it doesn't understeer as much as it should, feels like a big car. This feels like an M5 did a couple generations ago. That's the best way that I can say it.
Okay, so the X4M competition was genuinely impressive on the track. Time for the X3M competition. Let's look at its exterior and interior and then hit the road.
All right, the X3M competition.
It's a looker,
It absolutely is. It's better looking than the X4.
which is not difficult.
Not at all. Well, actually both the X4 and the X3 have some M-specific stuff, right? There's actually some more air going in here, cools the brakes.
It
and
generates more air.
Well, the air exists.
There's space for more
It
air.
flies into it really hard, and the air cools the brakes and the engine, obviously.
It looks good. It's a great. This
It
grill
does.
goes low, right?
This has gigantic wheels and huge brakes. And these wheels actually look fantastic. M-wing mirrors.
the Gothic
I love M-wing mirrors.
I know you
It's
do.
like a flying buttress.
flying buttress of Windsor, and it says X3M on the side. What more can you want? Driving this isn't the engine is the thing, right?
Oh, it's absolutely
There's
fantastic.
flies. We're in upstate New York right now,
Yes,
and there's
that's-
flies and bugs and
it's
rain.
raining. We found shelter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the Americans.
Anyway, the back end of this actually looks really good. Well, the side profile does. This looks like an SUV. The X4, it looks like it's trying to be something that it's not.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
Anyway.
I lost you, by the way.
Yeah, which is not possible on an X4.
No, I could see you. all the
Hide
way.
and seek world champion X3.
Anyway, I like the white, actually.
It looks good. All right, let's talk about the interior.
Yeah, you want to do the interior?
Yeah.
Okay. This one has red leather.
Ooh.
Okay. This basically has the M5 interior,
Yes.
more or less, right? This is actually the new steering wheel steering on anything, but we have the older gauge
Well,
cluster.
no, this is the same steering wheel as the M5.
It is the same, but it's the same as the one that's coming on all the new BMWs, more or less.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
But this has the M stitching, which is lovely.
Yeah, it's got the tricolors. We got the M1 and M2 buttons. on
That
the steering
gauge
wheel.
cluster,
Right? Right?
it's better than the new ones. better.
Unfortunately, neither of us like the new.
It doesn't have the
BMW
map. It
gauge
doesn't have the
cluster.
map in the middle.
I don't care.
And it doesn't
looks
have-
like an actual gauge cluster. It
No,
looks like
it's
gauges.
really clean. It will age better.
The other one is already outdated. In my opinion.
However, this center console is starting to look dated now,
I disagree. And this is the old iDrive.
which I don't think is better.
You're wrong. This is so. I love this iDrive.
Assuming
it's so
the new one,
simple.
assuming the new one works when it works, it's great.
Okay, fine. Yes, but I mean, at the same time, this is just like blocks of information. Anyway, we've gone over that before. Gear selector is kind of weird. You got to push it over to put it in drive. You get used to it. These buttons are kind of... Like
It says
a panel.
X3M competition.
It does. See, it's very cool.
It's very
on
nice.
there. Let's talk about the materials. This is red leather. You can get this in a gray,
Red
though.
or yellow leather.
Or you can get yellow.
Red, yellow leather. What's the thing?
red
Leather, you know,
red, yellow. What are you trying to say
the
right
tongue
now?
twister.
Is
Red,
this
red
a
leather,
thing?
yellow leather. Red, no, that's lorry.
Red,
it's lorry.
Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red, yellow. Try this one. Girl gargoyle, guy gargoyle. Girl gargoyle, guy gargoyle. Try that.
You're watching premium automotive
This is
content.
important stuff.
Yeah.
We're covering really the major
Materials
topics.
are great. The seats are incredible. They don't look as jazzy in the red. We were in the X4 before, and it had
gray.
grey with orange. and
The
it was,
gray is so cool.
It was glorious.
It is. The sound system, neither of us were super impressed by it.
No.
It's Harman Kardon. It's okay. Carbon fiber though, and leather. Like just the solidity of all the surfaces.
Yeah.
It's very stout
And obviously
and
there's
German,
a
right?
bunch of things you can adapt to the seat.
Yeah,
Bolstering,
the seats
lumbar,
are the seats are so bolstered.
Yeah.
They're so bolstered.
which we needed on the track.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. And this is also this is the X3, so it has a much larger sunroof and
It goes back
eons
further.
of headroom.
Massive. Massive headroom difference.
Completely.
Why would you get an X4?
I don't know. Get the X3M.
Why? If you're going to track a car, get a 4 Series.
Yes. Let's go look at the back seats though, because
Alright.
there's actually a lot of space back there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. See.
Spacious.
Way more space in the X4.
Lots of headroom.
And the
Lots of
sunroof
headroom.
goes all the way back, so you can see.
Yeah, the glass ended like in front of you on the
Yeah,
X4.
it did. Yeah.
I will say, these are quite stiff seats,
They are in the X4 too.
right?
Yeah, I have heated seats though. They heat. The materials are nice back here. I have carbon fiber, ambient lighting, and I have a little X. And bye camera. Okay, this is good. This is the one to have if you want to put people in the back seat, right?
Over the X4,
Easily.
absolutely.
All right. X3M competition on the road, and that's as fast as we need to go there. We got a really nice twisty road here in New York, and the steering is very direct. It's very well controlled in the body. I have everything in sport mode right now, but I'm going to slacken that off for you here. We're going to take it out of that mode and put everything in comfort. And it does become quite civilized. It really does. It's not the softest. Like, we just tested the X5, like the regular X5, and that's a really soft, lovely car. It leans quite a lot though. This is definitely more stout.
Now the visibility in the X4 was limited, especially in the rear. This doesn't have that. It's really good. Like, and I keep hating on the X4, and I'm sorry for the people that love the X4, but it's a weird car, and the center of gravity is not that much lower. So I don't know why you wouldn't go for the extra space in the X3. Just my opinion. Don't kill me.
It is actually, in my opinion anyway, the perfect blend of sporty and comfort. We drove the Cayenne S recently, not the Cayenne Turbo, the Cayenne S, and it was maybe a little bit better in like the directness of the front end department, but this sounds better, it's more dramatic, and it just feels so well sorted as a driver's car.
The cars like the X3M competition are great because you get the performance of the M stuff, but you also get all the goodies that come with a premium SUV. So we've got blind spot assist and adaptive cruise control, and I've got lane keep assist here that's working really well. I got heated seats, ventilated seats, and all the other good stuff. But yes, the ride in both the competition models, even in comfort, is busy. So this is efficient mode, and I can definitely feel it holding back on the throttle. But let's switch it into a more dynamic mode. I'm going to press M1, and I'm going to switch, which is a custom mode. You customize your M1 and your M2, and I assume you would go with something quite sporty. So this is in sport, and I'm going to switch the steering into sport. This is just if you wanted to go for a back canyon run. It weights up. The throttle response is sharper. We're going into the clouds here. But there's nothing cloudy about this steering. It's incredibly accurate. It feels very precise. I mean, obviously it's quite electric. I'm not really feeling the road as much as you'd expect from the M cars of old, but for comfort reasons as an SUV, it's perfect.
So the X3M competition, or the X4M competition, do you buy one of these? Sure, they're fantastic. They're actually amazing on the track. Not that you would really take a car like this on the, maybe you would, I don't know. But this would be the perfect vehicle for you if you have to get an SUV. You only have one parking space. You got some kids to haul, but you still want to actually crush a back road and honestly maybe go to the track. And it's practical. Just get the X3M, not the X4M.
So there we have it. Another ultimate driving machine.
James, there's no theme song.
Well, there should be. These are pretty cool SUVs. Are they going to see any track time beyond today? Unlikely. But road superiority is a thing, and these things have it. That S58 engine is an absolute joy, both to operate and to listen to.
And while we certainly can't wait to see where M engines are going in the future, we are just happy that right now, bonkers vehicles like these exist. Thanks for watching.